We are Mudhoney, and this is Records in My Life.
Touch me, I'm sick. Never took a stab at forever. Relax, let yourself go.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for being on the show. How are you?
Really good.
Yeah,
Thanks
all
for
good.
having us. Yeah.
And what's going on in the Mudhoney camp these days?
We have a new album coming out later this month.
Entitled Digital Garbage.
And
Yeah.
what was the inspiration behind the name? Because that's, pretty good, pretty clever.
Taken.
It's taken from some lyrics of
yeah.
Mark's on a song. What's the
Yeah.
name of that song?
So the song is called "Kill Yourself,
Kill
Live,"
Yourself Live.
and it's sort of riffing on social media and the role it plays. And one of the lines is "You'll live on in digital garbage," and we just lifted a lot of the record titles are taken
From
words and lyrics
Yeah.
and songs
Yeah.
or ideas and songs. So.
Did you guys work with an outside producer on the record, or did you do it yourselves?
We recorded with Johnny Sangster, who we've worked with in the past
Yeah.
a number of times.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, he's made 2 other records with us.
Cool. How old were you guys when you first started playing? What inspired you?
Yeah.
I guess punk rock was kind of what got me into rock and roll in the first place. I wasn't really much of a music fan at age 14 until I heard punk rock kind of through skateboarding and stuff. Devo, Clash, Stiff Little Fingers, DOA.
Shout out to Vancouver.
Yeah.
Any albums like in particular? Oh,
DOA, something
go.
better change.
Oh. Any albums? Like, give us a record in particular that you have fond memories of just listening to and.
First couple Devo records were really big. I think we
Yeah.
could all agree on that one.
We Are
all of
Not
us.
Men, would be
Yeah.
a
was-
favorite
that was
of
big.
every member of the band.
The first Clash record, the green one, was a huge one for me. Local bands that I started seeing, and I'll include DOA. They were one of the first punk bands I saw live.
Like, Nevermind the Bollocks was a big one for me, and then soon after, it sort of things started piling together pretty quickly. I really, really liked Fresh Fruit by the Dead Kennedys.
Right.
That was a huge game changer for me in terms of how I thought about it.
Black Flag was huge for the West Coast here in the States, because they actually came up to Seattle. So we saw them live really early on. So they were a big deal. Their first 7-inch, Nervous Breakdown, was huge to me.
And let's jump to the modern era. Are there any albums over the last couple of years that have been inspiring you, or anything that's been reissued that's really caught your ear?
I could name check a couple of actual bands that are on the same label as us, Sub Pop Records. A band called Goat I really like their records. And something that I've really enjoyed recently is the band Clipping,
Right.
which are also on Sub Pop Records.
The new Hot Snakes record, I thought was really good. That's still on Sub Pop.
They're a Sub
We're
Pop
just
band,
pimping him
too.
in here.
Which is,
Way to support the label. I mean, that's nice.
we're actually contractually obliged to own.
That's right. That's right.
I really. It's getting a little distant now, but a record that I thought was really great was the Arctic Monkeys,
Yes.
Friday nights and Saturday mornings. Or no, it was the
Hotel. It's the Bowie-esque album, their latest record. It's
it's before that, the one with all the cigarette butts on the. It's a
can't
line
remember.
from one of those kitchen sink dramas in the English kitchen sink dramas.
That's
from
the Arctic
60s.
Monkeys.
Yeah. So I really like that record of a recent band that I didn't really know that much about, but listened to because they were, sort of getting a lot of press at the time. And so that's reasonably contemporary.
Is there a record in your respective collections that you'll never grow tired of?
I have yet to grow tired of the first Stooges record.
A good one.
First Black Sabbath record.
Yeah, they'd be two that are,
That'd be two that would-
essentially without flaws.
Yeah. I could include the first Clash record on that.
Yeah. I would include London Calling. Some people say
London
there are
Calling's
flaws.
great.
Like
Yeah.
there's always someone out there who says, "Oh, Love Is Rock, I hate that song," but
I like that song.
I like that song.
Who says that?
Stuart says that. A record that is without flaws for me is Fripp Eno's No Pussyfooting. And one of the reasons it has no flaws, apart from its two beautiful pieces of music, is no lyrics to distract you or to annoy you or to do anything, to make you think anything. So that's an easy one. I can always listen to that, and I think I always will, partly for that reason, because there's no distraction. You're just listening to these sounds and music.
That's a good segue into my next question. If you could be a fly on the wall for the recording of a record, which one would it be?
Oh. Well, yeah, I would have loved to be a fly on the wall when they were making that, just to see how they did it, because it's quite clever construction. Like that was the first use of Frippatronics, and they were playing with all the tape loops and stretching the reel-to-reel machines across the studio floor to make the. So that would have been interesting technically to see what was going on.
Right.
But maybe not interesting in terms of interpersonal drama.
Yeah. I'd like to see Bob Dylan at work, the mid-'60s Bob Dylan, right after going electric and stuff. I think it'd be pretty exciting to see him, see what's going on there, how fast it went.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many records. I mean, I would love to watch them make Young, Loud and Snotty, the Dead Boys. I mean, that would be just to see those personalities in a room and just see if they did they just rip it out every song one after another, or did they have to go back and toy with them?
Ooh, I know which one. The recording session that the Trogs tapes came from.
Oh, with put a fucking 12-string on it, Reg.
I'd like to see that one.
Where they're all fighting with each other.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Is there a record you guys would like to hear live in its entirety? Even newer.
We've done those shows before.
The Don't Look Backs, All Tomorrow's Parties in Britain have organised a few of those.
I'm going to stick with the first Stooges record. In the day, though, I don't want a reformation. I want to go see the Stooges perform the first Stooges record in 1969.
Well,
What about Stranglers?
Yeah, sure, but okay. So I would say the Stranglers. Steve's tipping me off. I'm a huge Stranglers fan, but a lot of those songs were off the first three records were all recorded out of sequence, like they were all. So it's not a particular record, but I guess to see the Stranglers live at the Hope and Anchor in London in 1979 and see them play songs from the first three records, which are
I would also say the first Damned record.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Damned. That would be pretty exciting, a little 30-minute blast.
Yeah, I mean, seeing the Ramones when they were in, like 1976, when they're playing their initial, clutch of songs, that would be pretty impressive. Yeah. I saw the Ramones much later, like in the 1990s, so it wasn't quite the same, I'd imagine.
No,
they were great, but...
They played Seattle really early. Way before I would have even had any clue that they existed.
I would love to see the Spacemen 3 doing the Perfect Prescription.
Yeah.
All right.
Beginning to end as a concert, that'd be awesome.
That would be interesting. Guys, thank you so much for being on the show. We really appreciate it. We'd like to ask all our guests for some words of wisdom, or a joke, or advice.
Advice, guy?
Ooh, if you're over 50, you should go and have your colon checked.
Words to live by.
You got anything?
I'm going to go get my colon checked.
We are over 50.
Where the city's dazzling lights, where dykes are waiting to steal your wife. I stoke the fire in your paranoid core. I stoke the fire in your paranoid core.
Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe.
And if you're really feeling it, please hit us up on Patreon. Cheers.